Okay, welcome to episode 2 of Smash of the Week. I'm joined by David Oakley, the
Hello.
coach of Brexiting Spines. David, how are you?
Well, I'm pretty good. Got a nice concede win.
Oh God, don't start with
Get
that.
the season in.
We'll get to that later, don't you worry. Alright, so it's the end of week 1. Let's take a look at Division A. So, first of all, results. So, Ratus Rabiosus versus Jurassic Junglers. Now, I fully expected the Junglers to get their crap pushed in this game. So, frankly, I'm amazed that they've managed to get a draw out of this. So, let's take a look at those stats. Did you watch this?
Yeah, I did actually.
What went down?
It was very, very interesting. It was one of those games where basically either team could have won it.
Right.
So yeah, it was a good game.
Okay, well, it looks like they've both got a decent amount of SPP out of it. No level ups, though, unfortunately. The Rats had a lot of ones, 36 ones. And yeah, they obviously threw quite a lot more dice there. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So well done, Matt. You've got a good result. Okay, let's take a look at the next game: Green Bay Necro Packers versus Armata Romaneshka. Now, you would have expected the Necros to take this, really, wouldn't you?
Not really, especially with the experience Graham has. I'd have thought he'd have had that. So it was a bit of a surprise, but nice surprise.
Yeah, level up for the Necros on Regulated Gilbert. I'm not sure who that is, but we'll check that later. But yeah, another 1-1 draw in a league full of 1-1 draws.
Yeah, and
very boring.
I think you can see with the Green Bay taking tackle that they're clearly considering who else is in the league here.
Yeah, that's true. We'll take a look at those skill ups in a sec, but let's have a quick look at the last game of this group: Vanilla Killer Kitsch versus Slimy Helmets. So again, another 1-1 draw. And you would have really expected the Nurgles to smash them, really.
Yeah. It's I think it's more first week jitters. No one's really want to lose their first game, so
yeah, true enough.
Pretty reflective.
Everyone's playing a bit conservatively. 37 blocks thrown by the Slimy Helmets, and they really didn't. Did they actually get many kills or anything?
I'm not too sure. I didn't watch the
Slimy Helmets. Oh, they succeeded on 3 injury rolls. Wow, 8 really 8. Well, that's not bad actually. I was gonna say I thought for a second there they'd failed 8 times with the really stupid, but it's actually 2 failures. That's still not amazing for them though, is it? Really, an 80% success rate on really stupid.
Not really. That's 1 in 5 going wrong.
Not great. Bad luck then, I guess, or it would seem to be the case. Well, let's have a quick look at those stat ups then. So, I'm pretty sure we've got nothing to say about the Jurassic Junglers, but if we take a quick look at the team, they've not lost anyone, as best I can tell.
Yeah, no, I think they both walked out of that game with 11 men, so
that's good, especially considering those skinks are squishy as hell.
Yeah,
that's really good for them. I would say that they've got the best result out of this league, really.
Definitely, because the Skaven are a sort of team that can reach the Skinks as well, so that could have gone really wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at the Vamps then. So, a team value of 1,070.
Yeah.
How's it? What's he done? What's he taken there? An extra reroll? Did he start with 4?
I didn't see I didn't see a level up by the Vamps.
Well,
no, I can't see one. Well, they haven't got one.
Did he start with a cheerleader and an assistant coach?
I don't think so. I think he's got an extra thrall. You know.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's probably it.
Well, that's made him a little bit inflated, but I suppose he needs those thralls, really, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Fair play. Let's take a look at these Nurgles again. Because this is the beginning of week 2, I think we're going to have very little to say about team skill ups. It's really going to be maybe around the week 3-4 mark where we have interesting stuff to say. They have lost a Rotter for the next game. On that MNG.
I don't think that's a huge loss though. Because,
not really. They'll get one for free. So
yeah. Just blown up really.
Fair play. Let's have a quick look at the Gobbos. 860 team value. I think they've gone up by 10, have they?
Maybe. That's a high goblin team value, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty high. What was his number 4 that died? Was that a loony? Or a Pogoer?
It might be a Bombardier because I couldn't see one on the roster.
Hmm.
So it could be that.
If that's the
I'm
case,
sure.
that's a pretty bad loss for him.
Yeah,
It's to be expected,
yeah.
though, isn't it, with these guys, really?
Well, I mean, they can blow themselves up, really. So
Exactly. Well, let's take a quick look at Green Bay Green Bay Necro Packers. So these guys have actually got a skill up, and as you pointed out, it's tackle on the white. Excellent choice there. That's
yeah,
probably
definitely.
the best choice he could have had in a league that's pretty much full of dodgy players.
Yeah. I think there was no choice. You take tackle in that sort of maybe wouldn't have been the first skill if there wasn't so many stunty, but
Yeah.
definitely in this league.
Okay. And finally, Skaven. I don't think there's really anything to say here. No level ups. He's got a gutter runner on the verge of leveling. He's got a lineman on the verge of leveling. If he can get a level on
Yeah.
that gutter runner, he'll probably have a nice time, I imagine.
Yeah, he was actually pretty upset halfway through the second half because he got 2 SPP from a cash from a both down, but KO'd himself doing it.
Oh wow,
He took himself out of level up contention essentially. So
that's unfortunate.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, not to rag on these guys, but this is actually quite a boring first round. Just a slew of 1-all draws.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I only saw one game in this, and both teams went for it, but yeah,
Yeah.
ended up 1-1. Can happen.
So really nothing to say about this league table. Everyone's got a point. That's
No,
about all there is to
exactly.
it, really.
Yeah,
But whoops, I've gone back too far. The star of the show here will be round 2. So Rattus Rabiosus versus Slimy Helmets.
yep.
What are you thinking, Dave?
Um, I've gone for 2-1 to the Rattus just purely because I know Skaven and I know how quickly they can score.
Well,
Um,
there's a lot, but those Nurgles are gonna make it
yeah,
difficult to pass and hand
yeah.
off.
It definitely is. I don't see them picking up the ball though. If Nurgle can get hold of the ball, I think they'll win. But my gut just says the Skaven. Maybe it's loyalty.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do like to play Skaven.
Yeah,
Okay, I mean, to be honest, I'm inclined to agree with you actually, but I think that the Skaven will only get that win if they can outrun them as opposed to try and pass around them because that's just not
yeah,
going to work at all.
yeah. And
Okay, Armata Romaneshka versus Vanilla Killer Kitsch. I mean, really,
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I think you've got to back the Vamps on this one, haven't you?
You see, I'm not so sure because it'll all depend on the bloodlust. And I think chainsaw on a few key positionals early on that could really really hurt them, and then you know who knows with goblins. So yeah, I actually went with my head says it will be 2-1 to the Vamps, but my heart says 1-1.
It would be hilarious if the Goblins took that 3-0 or
Oh,
something.
it would, it would.
That's probably
But
one worth tuning in for, to be honest, because they're both teams that have a very real capability of just
yeah,
self-imploding, really, aren't they?
yeah. And the thing is, the goblins have got 200 TV on the vampires, so there's going to be a few bribes in that. I
Good
think.
point. Yeah, very good point. Keep those chainsaws on the field.
Yeah.
So, Jurassic Junglers, the surprise of the week versus Green Bay Necro Packers. Very good choice for the tackle there for the
Yeah.
Necros because that's pretty much any advantage that those skinks had has kind of melted away to a degree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that will be the deciding factor. To be honest, if the tackle stays on the field, I think it will start to wreak havoc on the Skinks.
Yeah, that's going to be all about the positioning, really. I think
Yeah.
for the Necros. I'm good. I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to have to give that one to the Necros. I think if he can just bash a bunch of skinks off the field, those Sauruses won't be able to keep up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's going to be the Necros.
I'd probably say 2-0 Necros.
Um, yeah, maybe Skinks might get one early on, but yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a Necro win.
Okay, well, let's take a look at Division B, shall we?
Yep.
Okay, so just like the last league, these are all the same scores, but at least they are wins and losses.
Yeah.
So, Lies and Slander versus Boney and the Jets. This
Yeah.
was an interesting one.
It was. It really was.
It looks to me
Uh,
like it was actually quite close. They both had exactly 43% ball possession. They
Yeah.
occupied each other's halves about equally. They both threw one pass. They both made one successful catch. But really, where you see where the difference ended up being was that Boney and the Jets threw a lot more blocks, and
Um,
and that didn't come off for them, I would assume.
yeah. Leap was pretty key in this game. I watched this one, and the Kislev were able to leap out of a few nasty little situations. And it actually worked quite well for them in this game, and it enabled them to get 2-0 up, and then from there, they could relax a little bit.
Yeah, that last minute pass from Boney
Oh,
and the Jets was amazing. Though, if anyone has a chance to go back and check that out, that was
yeah, I think
special.
that was probably the best touchdown I've seen.
Yeah, uh, quite a. I mean, actually, do you know what I said? Maybe those blocks thrown didn't come off for them, but Boney and the Jets actually won out on SPP, or did they? No, it was about equal, but they got a fair bit. Let's have a look at those die rolls. Yeah, not really much to say about this, really. About equal across the board. Well, well done. Well done to Lies and Slander. But that's not. You're not going to be able to keep blagging your way through that with those leaps. That's not going to last
Yeah,
all season. both
God, I
both got
hope.
a level up there as well. That's quite nice. Well, let's check out Gallons of Grog versus Tim Tom and the Fodder. I watched this one, and it was pretty entertaining because the Wood Elves repeatedly got screwed over. Like there was interceptions happening, there was like double ones and all sorts, but they still came away with the win.
Yeah. Um, I mean that was pretty expected, I think, with
Mm.
the matchup. But yeah, you're definitely right. It was a lot more difficult than it looks on first viewing.
I think the important thing is that they came through it with relatively little injuries, if any at all.
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't believe they took anything serious.
Any MNGs? Let's have a quick gander.
They've got one MNG lineman.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. One
so
MNG lineman. Yeah, that's not really a great loss.
nah, they'll be all right.
All right. Well, let's have a quick look at the last one then. Now, this, to be fair, I predict, we both predicted, Graham and me, that Larry would win this, and
Yeah.
in fact, the coach of Mummy's Boys, Brandon, expressed his displeasure at my lack of faith in him. My response was, "Well, fair enough, but I still think you're going to lose," and he went ahead and won. So
He
yeah,
proved you guys wrong, didn't
precisely. But not only did he win, he absolutely demolished them. Look at
he?
that, 68% ball possession to 6.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It was,
45 blocks to 17.
yeah. I mean, sometimes in games you have like turning points, and Larry losing a Saurus to a death as well. Pretty much, I think, was a key moment in that game.
Yeah. And there was a
Uh,
second death later on as well, if memory serves.
yeah, there was a skink death as well.
But that was an absolute out-the-box, fist-swinging performance by Mummy's Boys, really,
Yeah,
there.
they've come out trying to prove some people wrong, I think.
Yeah, and they've succeeded so far. Let's take a look
Yeah.
at those teams. So, Mummy's Boys Resurrected, first of all. We've got a level up on the thrower. He's taken block. That's pretty
Yeah.
standard, really. That's a sensible choice.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll be running down the field with that guy then, presumably. There's a bit less chance of him getting taken out now. And he's
Yeah,
also
I
got a... Oh, God, he's got guard on a Tomb Guardian
Guard.
already as well.
yeah.
That's going to make him
That's
formidable.
that is going to make him really difficult to get through. I think if I was playing against him, you go straight for the throw roll with block. You've got to get him out of the game. If he gets the ball, it's going to be pretty tricky to
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Foul this guy, everybody.
Yeah, kill him. Brandon will really appreciate us telling that as well. So.
Well, let's take a look at the team that he absolutely demolished. Larry, poor old Sam. Wow, that is a team with some gaps in it right there.
It is.
Oh
it
my
is.
God, his guys who got the SPP have died as well. Jesus.
Yeah.
That is awful. So he'll be lining up next week with what? 4 Saurus, 3 journeyman skinks, and 4 regular skinks.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an easy team to roll with right there.
It's not, and the thing I worry about with his team is it's still not got an apothecary. I can understand he needs to save to buy back the players, but there's every chance he could suffer more bad injuries, more deaths.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
it's a
point.
pretty tricky
I,
point.
I would be getting that apothecary right now if I were him.
Yeah, I mean, I've spoke about this with a few coaches already, like during games, and opinions pretty split as to what to do. So I think he's in a really tricky position.
Yeah, but if you can get some levels on those Sauruses, if you can get some injuries, he could become quite formidable. It's not over for
Yeah,
him yet.
yeah, and this is Blood Bowl. Like, roll 350,
Precisely.
anything can happen.
Tim, Tom, and the fodder. We already had a brief look at this, but let's just check it again. Not really a great deal to say here. He's got block on his catcher. That's pretty standard.
That's Yeah, he's got 3 blodgers in the team now.
Yeah, is going to
Um,
be difficult to deal with. Shame about the lineman, but really, who cares?
yeah, it's just. I mean, you can deal with that, can't you? This is where like he's the only one who fails his dodge rolls all game, and the loner really screws him over. But I don't know. We'll see.
I think the main thing
I,
is most likely. Well, he's got like a 50% chance of getting enough gold at the end of the next game to purchase the journeyman if the journeyman gets the MVP.
yeah, that's pretty key because you don't want to be wasting your MVPs, especially in this sort of league format.
Exactly. So yeah, well, we'll see where that goes, I guess. Let's check out
Yep.
Lies and Slander. So he got a ding up on one of his guys, I believe.
I think he got 2.
Yeah. So he's got 2 catches with block now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, I can see why he's done it.
Well, why
I
wouldn't you take it? I mean,
Yeah,
actually, personally, I probably would have taken dodge on at least one of them.
yeah. I'd have considered something like wrestle. With the leap and agi 4, just send him into a cage and like as a sacker.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's thinking of protecting his players, which is understandable. But maybe I'd consider one with a wrestle skill or a strip ball or something like that. Just
Mm.
just to be awkward.
I can only assume by this that that's a statement of the fact that he's going to play a bit dodgier than your average Kislev team.
Yeah, I think you're
Sorry, a
right.
bit dodgier, a bit bashier. I mean, he's gonna get
Um,
aggressive maybe.
I think that's very very important for him because he's going to be using the leap a lot. There's the chance that if that goes wrong, the ball carrier is going to be exposed, and it's
Mm.
2 dice for strength 2, so the block could be very important.
Yeah. Still no blitzers.
No, because Ben's an idiot.
He's got 4 rerolls though, so yeah, not well. We'll see how that goes, I guess. Let's check out the Orcs. Gallons of grog. Not really much to say here. No level ups yet, but he has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys who, with an MVP, will level up. So he's in that position now where if he has a good game next game, he could be leveling up 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, and I think to be fair, coming up against the opponent's round 1, Elves not the best matchups. Come out with still a full team, and B, like I said, quite a bit of SPP across the board.
Mm.
Game 3 or 4, we could really start moving up the league, I think.
Yeah, get block on a few of those Blackhawks maybe, or a couple of
Yeah,
linemen, and he's suddenly going to be the bashy team in that league
yeah.
by a
If he
mile.
gets if he gets an MVP next game on number 5 and gives it block or something, a Blackhawk strength 4 with block is going to be pretty tough to deal with in this
Mm.
league.
Yeah, too true. Right, finally, Boney and the Jets. Well, these guys have
Yeah,
already got a fairly high TV here, 1,070. What
yeah,
have we taken? So he's got bonus round as picked up leader. Good choice.
yeah. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
No.
I think there's a no, no. I looked at it and I can understand why. But with 14 rerolls already, if he had 3, then maybe. But you look at that and you go, he's a skelly. I can completely understand it, but they're not exactly sturdy. So there's every chance that could just get knocked off the pitch.
Mm.
I'm thinking to myself, that power in me is going, why not dirty player? Strategists might say, why not kick? Why not?
I would
I
have
mean,
taken kick personally.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they have general, so you could have taken block.
that's true. However, he is a guy who likes to pass with Kemry, so
Yeah.
maybe that extra reroll will come in handy.
it could be Kia at the end. He'll probably make me eat my words.
Exactly. Yeah, he'll do a Brandon. All right, let's take a look at that leaderboard briefly. Again, not much to
Yeah,
say here. We've got 3 wins, we've got 3 losses. This
yeah,
early in the tournament, there's not really a great deal we can extrapolate from that, but certainly it'll be interesting. I think the most interesting thing here will be to see if Larry can recover from that devastation.
yeah. I agree.
Oh, I've gone too far back again. Let's take another look at this. Well, let's take a first look at next week's schedule. So, Boney and the Jets, Gallons of Grog. That's 2 teams that have lost.
Yeah.
So they're both going to be scrapping for those 3 points.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty tough one to call because both got the Orcs have got strength 4, the Boney and the Jets have got strength 5 access. I think it is going to be a punch up. I think the extra agi on the Orcs might be key, so I've gone for 2-1.
You would expect the Orcs to win in a bash contest simply
Yeah,
because those skellies fall apart.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
exactly.
if Boney and the Jets are going to win that, they need to get some use out of their Tomb Guardians, really,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
take
I
out those
completely
Black
agree.
Orcs and throw some fouls. Throw some fouls, Boney and the Jets.
Yeah, do it. You've got 12 players.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and yeah, I mean, I actually think that'll probably be a draw. I could see a high-scoring draw, maybe a 2-all,
Yeah,
if Boney and the Jets can survive the onslaught.
yeah.
Right, Lies and Slander, Mummy's Boys Resurrected. Well, I don't know about
This one.
you, but having seen the previous performance and the sheer number of fouls that Mummy's Boys threw, I think that Lies and Slander are going to come out of this game with about 6 players left.
That wouldn't surprise me either. Um, yeah, I think they could be in for a tough time. I think maybe what might really benefit Lies and Slander is they've just played a Khemri team, so that bit of experience might help them out.
That's a good point,
And
yeah, very good point.
I don't think Brandon's, as a coach, knowing him, I don't think he's played against Leap too much. So I think that might just undo him.
And let's not forget that Kislev don't even really need 6 players to score.
No, no, they don't.
Um,
Um,
what do you think? Prediction?
um, I've gone for 2-1, but two Lies and Slander, but I could see that being a draw as well, to be honest.
I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to say, I'm going to probably call it 3-1 Mummy's Boys.
Yeah, I think what's probably going to happen, what might be really really important, is if Brandon gets sent off in an early foul, because I think he will go for the foul strategy again. If he gets a send off, that could be pretty bad for him.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see, won't we, really? If he's
Yeah,
going to keep playing like that, he definitely needs to get a sneaky git or something on one of those skeletons.
yeah, it definitely does.
And finally, Tim, Tom, and the Fodder and Larry. Well, what do you think, Dave?
Well, I don't have that much hope for Larry in this sort of
So
game,
you,
to be
you
honest.
think so little of him that you almost called him Harry.
I called it Harry. Your team's not worthy of your name. No, I've gone 3-1 for Tim Tom and the Fodder
I could see this being
because
a rout. I could see this going to like 4-0 or something.
yeah,
I think I don't know. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because those wood elves are squishy, and those
yeah,
those those sauruses can do some serious damage. But I just can't see. I can't see Sam being able to do much with so many journeyman skinks
yeah,
that really you can't use your rerolls on.
yeah. And I think unlike the game against the Camry, the elves are just going to run away from the Saurus.
Mm,
They're not going to stand there, so I'm not even sure how much damage they're going to do.
yeah, yeah.
Line of scrimmage will be very
If
important.
if Pete's wood elves suffer a loss here, it will be because of his poor positioning. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not saying he has inherently poor positioning, but I mean it will be a failure of his positioning if
yeah.
that's what happens. But I
Even,
think
even
realistically we're probably looking at a 3-0 win for the Wood Elves.
yeah, even if the Wood Elves take a few casualties, I still think they'll win this game.
Okay, well let's take a look at the final group, Division C. So, Dave, I mean, I'm assuming that was an epic victory that went on and on for hours, right?
In my dreams it was. Yeah, unfortunately, Tom was quite ill in the last week.
Yeah.
So off, unfortunately, I got the concede. You don't want to win a game like that. So
Yeah, it's a shame,
I,
but it is what it is, right?
yeah,
Fortunately
exactly.
for everyone in your league, the two MVPs were beastmen, so
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
amazing there for you.
No, no,
Not really
not
much
not
else
a
to say
great
about
deal.
that, is there?
Not really.
Moving on, Morning Munchers and Not Quite Humans. Now, this was the one that everyone was expecting hilarity to emerge from, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it did. Did you watch it?
I watched a replay of it. Caught bits. It was just mad. They were just throwing plays at each other. It was just bonkers. Neither one of them was concerned with the score.
That's what we like to see. Although it would seem that Not Quite Humans won the SPP battle there.
Yeah, definitely.
Quite a lot more SPP than Morning Munchers. Although they did both get a level up, so that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, the Morning Munchers lost an ogre in that game though, so
Yeah,
that
that's
might
not
hurt them
good.
a little bit.
That's not good. 11 bonehead failures on the Morning Munchers. Oh my god.
You know what
Jesus.
the thing is? I played him in a few preseason friendlies just to get the feel of each other's teams. And that never happened. Almost never. He would never fail a bonehead, and then he comes into the first game of the season. Everyone goes wrong.
Oh my god. Not Quite Humans succeeded 13 passes to one failure?
I
What?
think that
That can't be right.
I think that's probably to do with the throw teammate.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course, yeah. Ah, good point, yeah. Well, 1-1 draw. So yeah, that's still. I mean,
Yeah,
they're both in with a chance, really. To be fair,
yeah, they both are.
in this league. Okay, Le French Taunters, Sean's Hawks. We expected this to be difficult for the Hawks, and it was
Yeah,
evidently.
yeah.
2-1 win for the Bretts. Not that surprising, really.
No, it was pretty standard. There was one moment. I believe it was like at the end of the first half, or beginning second half. Can't quite remember. Where Nell failed a two-up dodge, and it was pretty bad. I remember it. It just exposed the ball carrier, I believe,
Hmm.
or something like that. So I think a few crucial dodges went wrong
Yeah,
before.
it's always a risk when you're playing one of those AG4 teams, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, not really. Well, the Bretts have got a level up on Gabriel, but other than that, there's not really a great deal to talk about here. Shall we take a look at the team development?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, Not Quite Humans. Zebra, the halfling, he's taken sidestep. I mean, that's
I'm
the most standard halfling skill you can take, but personally, I would have got a sneaky git.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's exactly what I did. I don't think it's gonna. I think he's looked at the way that the Skinks have played, uh, saw how awkward it was, and thought that'd be really cool. The problem is, like, it's only on one guy, so he could. Yeah, I think he would have been a lot better as a fowler.
Yeah, he needs someone to get those removals, especially since he's
Yeah,
only got 13 players in his squad.
yeah,
But you never know, that could come in quite handy, I guess. It doesn't hurt to be able to reposition your halflings, especially if he's the ball carrier.
Oh, definitely. It's really nice to not let your opponents push you around in that sort of cage.
Really, there's nothing we can say about Elven Bollocks,
No,
so I guess we'll just move on.
yeah.
Ogres, Morning Munchers. So we've
Uh,
got Chef the Noblar is out for the next game. He's lost an Ogre, which is not good, but he has got a level up on Santa, and he's
yeah.
got Guard, which is going to be quite nice.
Yeah, I also question this, and I'm aware it's going to sound like I'm just crap talking all the opponents in my league. But with the way that he plays, I was surprised he didn't take strong arm.
Yeah, that's a fair point, but I suppose I mean it depends who he's got next, doesn't it? Really, but having that
Yeah.
guard there means that any snotling nearby is suddenly a 2 strength,
Yeah.
which means
Oh,
some of them can go toe to toe with like catchers and stuff, which I guess is nice.
it's definitely a really nice skill to have. The only reason I mentioned it was because I know the way Max will want to play them, and he's just going to throw snotlings. So, but yeah, it'll probably turn out to be really useful.
Well, I guess time will tell. Let's have a look at Le French Taunters. I'm guessing there's not really a massive amount to say here. What have we got? We've got a Blitzer that now has tackle.
Yeah, I think that's the same as
Yeah,
the Necros. It's clearly
lots of
different.
dodgy teams in this league. It's a
Yeah.
sensible choice.
Yeah, I have to say I'm completely fine with that skill up.
Yeah, I bet you are. uh,
Um,
let's take a quick look at the Hawks, shall we?
yeah,
So, not really anything to talk about here. There's no MNGs, nobody's dead, and no one's leveled up.
yeah, it's
Um,
11-man roster.
he's got 0 gold. How has that
Yeah,
happened? What's he spent his money on there? Oh, he's bought an apothecary.
yeah,
Okay, good choice. Very good choice. Um,
probably will
yeah, some teams in this league
save.
that can really, really kill.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's move.
Finally, let's have a look at this bag of crap.
Yep.
What have we got here? Not much. You've taken
No.
another Chaos Warrior, Dave.
Yeah,
Sensible decision.
probably. I think there's a lot of people in the community that are probably thinking, finally, the idiot's taking the third one.
Yeah. They're so void of skills, these guys.
Yeah, they are. Well, I figured I built the team that I'm probably going to get like 2-3 dice on quite a few, well, half the teams in the league. So I'm not going to need the strength stuff. It's,
Just
I
no
don't
natural
have-
rerolls, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So I took 3.
Fair play. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard. So, Dave, top of the table by default.
Yep.
That
Well, I like
must,
that
must be
word.
nice for you.
It's a great word, default. I have to say. I think it's really underrated. No,
You're
I mean,
higher
you
than the
don't-
guy who actually struggled out a 2-1 win over a competent elf team.
Well, fool. You don't want to win like that. I mean, I reckon I've been really lucky, in a way, because of, I wasn't looking forward to playing elves. I thought I would have struggled.
Yeah, bit of a
it's the
let
way
off,
it
I
is.
suppose. But
Little bit.
it is what it is. Well, let's take a look at the schedule. So, we've got you versus Sean's Hawks. What do you think, Dave?
Well, as an unbiased, I've gone for a 6-0 win for Brexton Spines.
Okay.
No, to be honest, I'm quite nervous about this game. I know Sean's a good coach, so I'm gonna have to position well. I'm gonna have to hope for a few on break. I'm to be honest, I'm hoping that my 13-man roster comes in really important. Hopefully, will allow me to, throw the godforsaken fouls.
Definitely, because I mean, you've got serious potential to get some removals there.
Yeah.
What's he got? He's just got 11 players in his roster. Take out 2 or 3 of those, and all of a sudden he's going to feel quite outnumbered.
Yeah. But
I think that you'll probably get a draw.
I mean, I'd see a draw as a good result.
Your biggest issue will be picking up the ball.
Yeah, it will be.
Something that he won't have any trouble doing at all.
That's what the rerolls are for. The problem will be is if he can get into my cage and I don't position well enough, I won't be able to repeatedly keep picking up the ball.
And if he's got any common sense, the first time you fail a pickup, re-roll it, fail the pickup again, he'll send everybody around to swarm that ball.
Oh yeah, that's elves for you.
Yeah.
I'm relying on the fact that my guys get the ball.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, I'm thinking probably a draw. Well, brats and halflings. This is an interesting one because the thing about halflings is if you're good and you know what you're doing, you can really clear someone off the pitch with some lucky fouls. Those 2 trees with Mighty Blow will be devastating.
Yeah.
And that fend is not really going to come in handy because he's not going to want to mark up those guys anyway.
Yeah, I think the problem with that statement is, if you're good with halflings, like quite new to playing them.
That's true.
He was
Yeah,
just
very true.
interested in throwing them around, and I think the tackle's going to be really, really important. Nat's a good player, and he'll target people. He'll target the blitz with the tackle.
Yeah, but if he's got any common sense, he'll get smashing halflings off the field quickly. The thing is, because his roster's so short as well, he's only got 11 halflings and 2 treemen. So all Nat has to do is take out 3 or 4 halflings, something which is very easy to do, and all of a sudden he's outnumbered. And if he can do that in the first half, it'll be a cakewalk in the second.
It really makes you think, especially with that tackle blitzer. If he's on the ground, like, you've got to foul him off the pitch, and then stuff like sneaky get is really invaluable.
Yeah, he'll have to target that tackler, I think.
Yeah, that's got to go.
What are you thinking then?
I've gone 3-1. halflings can score in one turn. So, but
That's
not
pretty much exactly what I was going to say. To be honest, I think the Bretts will not have any trouble scoring. I think they could probably make it more than 3 if they keep going for it. But what's the point, really? Stick around, get some SPP by wailing on halflings.
Yeah, exactly. Good game for them.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, Morning Munchers and Elven Bollocks. I don't know about you, but I can't really see the Ogres taking this one.
I would agree with you. I think it's going to be tricky, especially with 3 ogres. There might be an inducement value that might come into play, but
knowing Max will pick something stupid.
Yeah. Well, Max, the thing is, like, knowing I've played against Max a lot, and his main tactic for beating people is goading the opponent into doing something. So that's what I think he'll be trying to do.
I don't think Tom will do that though. I think he'll just pass and score and win.
I think if Tom keeps his head, he'll win this game.
Yeah, there's no reason why he shouldn't be taking 3 points out of that.
Nah, I think so.
Okay, well, thanks very much for joining us, Dave.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
And good luck in your game against the Hawks.
I think I'll need it.
All right, well, that's everything for Smash of the Week. Good luck, everyone, and we'll see you again in a week.